Hey everyone, Lex Levinrad over here, and I want to tell you a little bit about our partnership program. Probably the number one question that comes into our website and to our student support desk is the partnership program and how does that work. So let me give you a little bit of a rundown and breakdown of it, all right? So first of all, the partnership program is $97 a month, right? And what do you get for that? Basically, there's a few things that you're going to need in order to make offers on bank home properties, short sales and foreclosures, or pretty much any property that you would buy on an online auction site like on Hubzu or Zoom or HUD Home Store, etc., right? So a couple of the things that you need. Number one, a proof of funds letter. What does that mean? It means that if you plan on buying a house and then flipping it to someone or reselling it to someone, you have to show the seller, the bank, that you have the ability to pay for the house. So now if you have, let's say the house is worth $100,000 and you're going to offer $100,000. If you have $100,000 in your checking account, that's great. You don't need a proof of funds letter. Just print out your bank statement. But let's say you don't have $100,000 in your checking account. Let's say you have $5,000 or less in your checking account. So the question is, how can you flip a bank home property if you don't have the funds to pay for the house? So that's where something called transactional funding comes in, where someone like me puts up the money for you to flip the house. And in order to show the bank that you have the money, you have to produce a proof of funds letter. So we have a custom proof of funds letter site. When you join our partnership program, you get access to the site and you can create unlimited proof of funds letters with your name and the property address and my signature saying, yes, we will put up the funds for the funding of the purchase of your property. That's very, very valuable. In my opinion, that fact alone is worth more than the $97 a month, right? Because without it, you cannot bid on properties. And there's a lot of sites out there, you can Google it if you want, and you'll see that they charge quite extensive fees for having access to a proof of funds letter, plus they charge even more fees when it comes time to funding it. Second benefit of my partnership program is funding. We fund student deals in the state of Florida at just 1%, and we fund deals outside of the state of Florida at 2%. All right? So basically our funding rates are cheaper pretty much than anyone else in the business. And like I said, for $97 a month, having access to our funding plus our proof of funds letter is kind of a no-brainer. In addition to that, let me tell you what else you get in our partnership program. You get unlimited email support, meaning if you have a question, you email our support desk and your questions get answered. We also have a private Facebook group just for partnership program students where you can post your questions and interact with other partnership program students. We also have an online training site with over 1,000 hours of training video that you can watch, including all of our boot camps, both the fixing and flipping boot camp and the wholesaling boot camp. And a huge knowledge base of questions and answers of every question you can imagine about making offers on properties. In addition to all of that, you also get our home study course, which was personally written by me, which took me 2 years to write. It's 800 pages and a 6-disc audio CD set. And most importantly, you get to come to the boot camps, right? So we have 2 fixing and flipping boot camps and 2 wholesaling boot camps a year, a total of 4. And you get to come to all of those boot camps included for the $97 a month. So basically, to recap, for $97 a month, you get a proof of funds letter, access to the partnership program, access to our transactional funding, the home study course, the online training site, both of the boot camps, the fix and flip boot camp and the wholesaling boot camp. And finally, probably the number one benefit of the partnership program is that we know for you as a new investor that what you don't have, usually for most new investors, you don't have cash and you don't have buyers. So what we do is we say, hey, we'll put up the cash. That's where the proof of funds comes in. But as far as the buyers, if you don't have buyers, we'll take your deal and we'll market to our cash buyers. And we have one of the biggest database of cash buyers in the country. And if we find a buyer for your deal, we'll fund it for free. No transactional funding fee at all, and we'll simply split the deal. All right? What does that mean? Let's say you make an offer on a property to buy it for $80,000. We find a buyer at $100,000. There's a $20,000 profit. I fund it for free using my own personal funds, and we simply split that money down the middle, which means you can flip any house that you want, even if you had zero money in your checking account. So that's basically the benefit of the partnership program. I highly recommend it. There is no other program out there like it, and I'd really love to meet you in person at the boot camp. You don't have to come to the boot camp because the entire boot camp's videotaped and you can access that on the training site. But I do recommend that you do come to the boot camp for 2 reasons. First of all, I'd like to meet you and say hi and have you introduce yourself, but also because I'd like you to meet the other students. When you start on a new endeavor like learning how to flip houses, it's very important to network with other people that are like-minded, that have the same goals and aspirations that you do. And that's why by coming to a boot camp, meeting other students, being able to join the private Facebook group and network with them, make a new group of friends that can help you move forward to achieving your goal of learning how to flip houses. So that's a brief introduction to the partnership program. I'll go ahead and drop a link below where you can get more information about the partnership program. I hope to see you in our partnership program, and I hope to personally meet you at the boot camp.